Have you ever wondered why some people, despite not possessing extraordinary intelligence, achieve remarkable success, while others, often labeled as geniuses, struggle to reach their full potential? Perhaps the answer doesn't lie in a high IQ, but in another quality, an inner strength that each of us can cultivate. Persistence. Think about your own life. Have you ever faced a situation where raw talent or intelligence wasn't enough to get you through? My former supervisor, an incredibly intelligent and successful individual, once shared something surprising. He admitted that despite being naturally quick and sharp, his initial career was riddled with setbacks because he lacked patience and persistence. His turning point came when he decided to shift his focus, not on being the smartest person in the room, but on becoming the most resilient. And that's the core of today's discussion. In this video, we'll dive deep into the fascinating interplay between IQ and persistence, revealing why persistence, not intelligence, often determines success. With insights drawn from Stoic philosophy, relatable real-life examples, and actionable strategies, this video promises to provide the tools you need to overcome challenges and unlock your true potential. If you've ever felt stuck or doubted your path, this is your chance to rethink the way you approach your goals. Share this video with someone who might be in the same situation. Remember, persistence is a strength that everyone, including you, can develop. Keep going. Your breakthrough is just around the corner. 1. IQ versus persistence, a tale of two traits. IQ represents the ability to think logically, learn quickly, and solve complex problems. It's often viewed as a natural gift, something people are born with. On the other hand, persistence is the ability to keep going, to push through challenges, and to stay committed to goals despite setbacks. Unlike IQ, persistence isn't innate, it's cultivated through effort and choice. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy rooted in self-mastery, reminds us to focus on what is within our control. While we can't choose the intelligence we're born with, we can decide to persist. That's why Stoicism values persistence, a quality of willpower, far above IQ, which is merely a starting point. Society often glorifies intelligence. The smartest people in the room are given the most opportunities. We assume that their sharpness guarantees success. Meanwhile, persistence is sometimes overlooked, seen as the hard way, or a backup plan for those who lack brilliance. This mindset misleads us. Intelligence can provide quick wins, but it's persistence that ensures lasting victories. Stoicism challenges us to rethink this. It teaches that relying solely on talent leaves us vulnerable, while persistence arms us with resilience, enabling us to face adversity with strength and wisdom. Imagine two individuals facing the same challenge. One is exceptionally intelligent and can analyze every angle of the problem in seconds. The other lacks that same intellectual sharpness, but possesses a deep well of perseverance. The intelligent person devises a brilliant solution quickly, but falters at the first sign of failure, overthinking and doubting their approach. The persistent individual, however, patiently works through the problem, learning from each setback, adjusting their strategy, and refusing to give up. Both have their strengths. Intelligence brings clarity and precision, while persistence ensures progress and fortitude. But when challenges persist, it's often the one who refuses to quit who crosses the finish line. Let me tell you a story about a former supervisor of mine. From an early age, his intelligence set him apart. In school, he excelled effortlessly, solving problems that stumped his peers. As he grew older, his quick thinking and analytical mind became his greatest assets. He navigated complex situations with ease, seeing opportunities where others saw obstacles. In business, he anticipated market trends with uncanny accuracy, often staying one step ahead of the competition. His intelligence was not just a gift, but a tool that elevated his life in every aspect, professionally, socially, and even in everyday decision-making. People admired his sharpness, and he seemed to glide through life with confidence and purpose, always equipped with a calculated plan. Now, let me introduce you to someone else. This person wasn't exceptionally intelligent. He didn't stand out in school, and his path wasn't marked by brilliance. Instead, he had something else, an unshakable determination. Life threw obstacle after obstacle in his way, but he didn't falter. When a business venture failed, he didn't let it define him. He picked himself up, learned from his mistakes, and tried again. Over time, his relentless effort began to pay off. Though he lacked the quick problem-solving ability of my supervisor, his persistence allowed him to achieve long-term success. His journey wasn't smooth, but every setback became a stepping stone, and his ability to endure made him unstoppable. While his achievements weren't flashy, they were deeply meaningful and hard-earned. Now let's turn the lens onto your life. Think of a time when you faced a challenge. Perhaps it was a career setback, a personal failure, or a difficult relationship. Did you rely on your natural abilities to navigate through it? Or did you have to dig deep, muster your persistence, and push forward when things felt impossible? Many of us have experienced moments when talent wasn't enough, and the only thing that carried us through was our grit. These are the defining moments that shape who we are. From a Stoic perspective, the debate between IQ and persistence is clear. Intelligence may give us an edge, but it's persistence that teaches us to endure. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's great philosophers, often emphasized the importance of perseverance. He believed that setbacks were not barriers, but opportunities to practice virtue. Similarly, Seneca taught that the person who works steadily and deliberately, regardless of talent, will often outlast the one who relies on natural ability alone. Stoicism reminds us that success lies not in how quickly we reach our goals, but in how steadfastly we pursue them. So how can we approach this in a wise and thoughtful way? Begin by embracing the mindset that persistence is a skill you can build, just like a muscle. Break down your goals into manageable steps and focus on taking consistent action. When you encounter setbacks, view them as opportunities to learn rather than as reasons to quit. Use the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, mentally preparing yourself for challenges before they arise. This way, you're not caught off guard when obstacles appear. Instead, you're ready to adapt and persevere. What do you think? In the story of IQ versus persistence, who do you believe is the real hero of success? Does intelligence guarantee a smooth journey, or is it persistence, the quiet strength to keep going, that truly defines our path? Share your thoughts and let us know about real-life examples where you've seen IQ or persistence take center stage. Your perspective might just inspire someone else, too. Beyond natural talent, the power of persistent effort. Natural talent is often celebrated as the key to success, but it's only the starting point. Without persistent effort, even the brightest spark will fade. True growth, the kind that endures, comes not from the gifts we're born with, but from the relentless pursuit of improvement. Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in discipline and action, teaches that virtues are not inherited, they're cultivated. Persistence, as an expression of virtue, goes beyond luck or innate ability, embodying the kind of strength that turns potential into achievement. Talent is undeniably an advantage. A sharp mind or a natural ability can provide a head start, but talent alone is fragile. Without effort, it stagnates, becoming nothing more than untapped potential. The power of persistence lies in its ability to compensate for a lack of natural gifts. Those who persevere learn skills, master challenges, and create opportunities that often seem unreachable. Where talent falters under pressure, persistence pushes forward, refusing to surrender. This aligns deeply with Stoic teachings. The Stoics believed in focusing solely on what we can control: our actions, our choices, and our responses to challenges. Talent is outside of our control, a random gift at birth. But persistence? That's entirely ours to cultivate. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's great thinkers, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It's a reminder that success doesn't come from what we have, but from how we choose to use it. Talent without effort is like a sailboat with no wind, beautiful, but going nowhere. Now imagine a person with exceptional intelligence, someone who sees patterns others miss and solves problems effortlessly. If that person combines their talent with persistence, they become unstoppable. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone, and their natural gifts are amplified through relentless effort. On the other hand, if the same person lacks persistence, their talent becomes a liability. They might rely on their intelligence to get by, but when obstacles appear, they struggle to push through. Without persistence, their potential remains unrealized, a shadow of what it could have been. I had a friend in college who was, without a doubt, one of the smartest people I've ever met. His ability to grasp complex concepts in minutes was astounding. While the rest of us were slogging through hours of study, he seemed to breeze through exams and assignments with ease. But there was a catch. He lacked persistence. Whenever a subject required sustained effort, he would lose interest. He would move on to something easier, something that didn't demand as much of him. Over time, this pattern caught up with him. While his intelligence gave him an early advantage, it was those of us who persevered, who stayed up late, asked for help, and put in the hours, who eventually surpassed him. His story wasn't one of failure, but of untapped potential, a reminder that talent without effort is never enough. On the other hand, think of the persistent individual. This person may not have had the same natural gifts, but through grit and relentless effort, they closed the gap. Day by day, they chipped away at their goals, learning from failures and building resilience. This is the strength of persistence. It doesn't rely on fleeting bursts of brilliance. Instead, it builds a foundation of unwavering progress, no matter how small the steps. Over time, this resilience transforms into success that's not only earned, but deeply fulfilling. Now think about your own life. Have you ever faced a situation where effort carried you further than you expected? Maybe you struggled to learn a new skill or achieve a goal, only to discover that persistence, not natural ability, was the key. This is the power of effort. It closes the gap between where you are and where you want to be, no matter your starting point. From a Stoic perspective, this is the essence of self-mastery. The Stoics believed that greatness comes not from what we're given, but from what we build. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher, taught that our actions, not our circumstances, define us. His life was proof of this principle. Despite his lack of privilege, he became one of the most influential thinkers of his time. For the Stoics, persistence is the tool that transforms adversity into opportunity, talent into mastery, and potential into reality. If you want to harness the power of persistence, start by setting clear goals. Break them into smaller, achievable steps and focus on steady progress. When you encounter setbacks, don't view them as failures. Instead, see them as opportunities to grow stronger. Visualize the challenges you might face and prepare yourself mentally. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, helps you stay resilient when things don't go as planned. Above all, remind yourself that success is a journey, not a race. The only thing that matters is that you keep moving forward. So let me ask you, what do you think? Some say that genius is 1% talent and 99% sweat. Do you agree? Can an ordinary person with extraordinary effort achieve as much or even more than someone born with natural talent but unwilling to put in the work? Share your thoughts and tell us about a time when persistence, or lack of it, played a key role in your success or failure. Your story might just inspire someone else to keep going. 3. The missing ingredient: persistence in the IQ equation. IQ alone cannot guarantee success. It's like a beautifully designed formula missing a critical variable. IQ by itself represents potential, the capacity to solve complex problems, generate innovative ideas, and learn quickly. But the potential is only the starting point. Without persistence, even the brightest minds can falter, unable to turn ideas into outcomes. Persistence is what transforms raw talent into tangible results, bridging the gap between vision and achievement. Challenges in life don't spare those with high IQs. Obstacles, failures, and unexpected setbacks test everyone equally. The difference is that persistence allows people to push through these trials, while raw intelligence often flounders without it. This is where Stoic philosophy provides a crucial perspective. The Stoics believed that success was not about what you were born with, but about how you responded to the circumstances you faced. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In this context, IQ is something external. It's an inherited trait outside your control, but persistence is internal. It's a choice, a commitment to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. For the Stoics, persistence wasn't just an ingredient for success. It was a virtue that shaped character and built resilience. Let me share a story about someone I once worked with, a person who personified the brilliance of IQ, but also the pitfalls of relying on it alone. He was a colleague whose intelligence was nothing short of remarkable. He could analyze problems faster than anyone else, finding solutions that most wouldn't have even considered. Early in his career, this sharpness gave him a significant advantage. Promotions came quickly, and his peers often turned to him for guidance on complex challenges. Yet, as the stakes grew higher, his progress began to slow. The problems he faced were no longer about finding quick solutions, but required long-term commitment and sustained effort. This was where his reliance on IQ began to work against him. When challenges couldn't be solved immediately, he became frustrated. He avoided projects that seemed too tedious or uncertain, fearing failure. Despite his incredible intelligence, his career plateaued. He was stuck, not because he lacked the capacity, but because he lacked the persistence to endure the difficult process of trial and error. Then something shifted. He realized that his intelligence was a gift, but it wasn't enough. He needed to work on his mindset. He started approaching problems differently, focusing not just on results, but on the process. Instead of expecting immediate success, he began breaking large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. He welcomed challenges that previously intimidated him and viewed them as opportunities to grow. Over time, his persistence started to complement his natural talent. His career reignited, and he achieved goals that had once seemed out of reach. By pairing his IQ with persistence, he not only advanced professionally, but also found a deeper sense of fulfillment in his work. Think about how this applies to the people you've encountered, or even yourself. How many individuals with exceptional IQs have struggled to meet their full potential? Perhaps it's the student who breezed through school but struggled in the workplace, or the professional who could see solutions others couldn't, but never took the steps to implement them. IQ might help someone get a head start, but persistence ensures they cross the finish line. Without persistence, even the sharpest minds risk becoming stagnant, stuck in the comfort zone of their natural abilities. Now consider someone of average intelligence but extraordinary persistence. They may not solve problems as quickly or elegantly, but they show up every day, putting in the work and learning from every failure. Over time, their steady progress builds a foundation of competence and resilience. They may not start with the same advantage as someone with a higher IQ, but their commitment to growth allows them to surpass those who lack the drive to persevere. This is the power of persistence. It not only bridges the gap between potential and success, but multiplies the impact of any talent a person might have. The Stoics understood this deeply. For them, persistence wasn't just a practical tool for achieving goals. It was a reflection of inner strength. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who began life as a slave, often spoke about how challenges were opportunities to build character. He saw adversity as a forge, shaping the soul through repeated trials. For someone with high IQ, persistence becomes the missing ingredient that enables them to fully realize their potential. For someone without extraordinary natural gifts, persistence is the equalizer, the force that allows them to compete and excel. So how do you ensure that persistence becomes part of your equation for success? Start by acknowledging that IQ or natural talent is only a small piece of the puzzle. The rest is up to you. Set clear, achievable goals that challenge you to grow. Break those goals into smaller tasks so that progress feels manageable. When you face setbacks, don't view them as failures, but as feedback. Use the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum to prepare for difficulties in advance. By visualizing potential obstacles and planning your responses, you can maintain your resolve when challenges arise. One of the most important lessons from Stoicism is to focus on effort rather than outcome. You can't control whether you succeed in the way you envision, but you can control how much effort you put in. Each day you persist, you strengthen your ability to endure and adapt. Over time, this persistence creates a momentum that carries you forward, even when circumstances seem against you. Success isn't about having the highest IQ or the most talent. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and refusing to quit when things get tough. Intelligence may give you an edge, but persistence ensures you make the most of that edge. By cultivating persistence, you turn your potential into reality, not just for today, but for every challenge you'll face in the future. 4. The ripple effect of persistence. Persistence is not just about achieving a single goal. Its impact reaches far beyond. It builds resilience, shapes character, and fosters self-discipline. When we persist in the face of challenges, we are not only advancing toward a specific target, but also cultivating qualities that strengthen every aspect of our lives. According to Stoicism, virtues like persistence are the foundation of a meaningful and fulfilling existence. They help us navigate life's unpredictability with steadiness and purpose, creating a life that is rich in inner peace, not just outward accomplishments. Persistence is transformative. It develops willpower by teaching us to endure discomfort and push through adversity. Over time, this perseverance builds a stronger sense of self-confidence. Each small victory reinforces our belief in our ability to overcome, creating a positive feedback loop that fuels further growth. This isn't just about achieving external goals, whether it's a career milestone, personal success, or solving a difficult problem. It's about becoming someone who can face setbacks with grace and rise stronger each time. Persistence creates a kind of quiet optimism, a belief that no matter how difficult the road, progress is always possible. This principle is deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that our ability to persist in the face of adversity was a reflection of our inner strength. Epictetus famously said, "Difficulties are things that show what men are." Challenges, in their view, were not just obstacles, but opportunities to practice virtues like patience, resilience, and courage. By persisting, we aren't just solving problems, we're shaping our character. As we do, the ripple effects of our efforts extend beyond us, inspiring and influencing those around us. I once knew someone whose story perfectly illustrates this idea. He wasn't someone most people would have noticed at first glance. Quiet, unassuming, and not particularly extraordinary by conventional standards. But there was one thing that set him apart: his unwavering persistence. He started a small business with no prior experience, just a passion for his craft and a willingness to work hard. In the early years, he faced countless setbacks, financial struggles, tough competition, and even personal health challenges. But he never gave up. Each setback became a lesson, and each lesson became a stepping stone. Over time, his persistence began to pay off. The business grew slowly but surely, and with it his reputation. Customers admired his dedication, employees respected his resilience, and even his competitors took notice of his determination. The positive effects didn't stop there. His story inspired others in his community to pursue their dreams with the same relentless spirit. His persistence not only changed his own life, but created a ripple effect, encouraging others to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Think about how persistence applies in your own life. Imagine a time when everything seemed to be against you, when the road ahead felt overwhelming and progress seemed impossible. Perhaps it was during a personal loss, a career setback, or a moment when failure seemed inevitable. What allowed you to keep going? For many, it's the ability to persist that turns adversity into triumph. It's not just about pushing forward, but about building the resilience to rise again, no matter how many times you fall. Stoicism provides a framework for understanding this resilience. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the interconnectedness of effort and growth. In his Meditations, he reflected on the idea that what seems to block our path can often become the path itself. Challenges are not there to stop us, but to shape us, to test our resolve, and to prepare us for greater victories ahead. By persistently confronting these challenges, we grow stronger, not just in our ability to achieve, but in our capacity to endure. When persistence becomes a habit, its effects ripple outward. It builds not only resilience, but also a sense of optimism that permeates our daily lives. We begin to approach challenges with confidence rather than fear, seeing them as opportunities to grow. This positivity can influence those around us, creating an environment where perseverance and determination are valued. It's a kind of quiet leadership, showing through action that progress is always possible, no matter how daunting the circumstances. To apply this in your life, Start by embracing persistence as a daily practice. Set goals that challenge you but are realistic enough to maintain momentum. Break those goals into manageable steps so that each success reinforces your commitment to keeping going. When setbacks arise, remind yourself that these moments are not failures but part of the process. Use the Stoic exercise of premeditatio malorum to prepare yourself mentally for difficulties. Visualizing potential obstacles allows you to face them with calm determination when they appear. Persistence is not glamorous. It's not always recognized or celebrated in the moment. But over time, it creates a foundation for lasting success. It strengthens character, builds resilience, and fosters a mindset of growth and optimism. Through persistence, you not only achieve your goals, but also become a person who can face life's uncertainties with confidence and purpose. This ripple effect of persistence is perhaps its most powerful quality. It doesn't just help you achieve what you set out to do. It transforms who you are and inspires others to do the same. Whether it's in your personal life, your relationships, or your career, persistence is the quiet force that turns challenges into opportunities, potential into achievement, and setbacks into stepping stones. 5. Cultivating persistence, a practical guide. Persistence isn't reserved for those with high IQs or natural talents. It's a skill that everyone, regardless of their starting point, can develop and refine. It begins with clarity, knowing where you're going and why it matters. Clear goals give your efforts direction and meaning, motivating you to keep pushing forward when challenges arise. But goals without a plan are like dreams without substance. To cultivate persistence, you need a clear roadmap, breaking big ambitions into small, manageable steps. This principle resonates deeply with Stoic philosophy. The Stoics emphasized focusing on what we can control: our actions, our thoughts, and our responses to life's obstacles. Marcus Aurelius captured this idea perfectly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Persistence embodies this teaching. It's the conscious choice to keep moving forward, even when the path is uncertain or the outcome feels far away. It's not about what you're born with, but about how you choose to act. Imagine you're learning something new, like cooking or gardening. At first, it feels overwhelming. Mistakes are inevitable: burnt meals, wilted plants. But instead of giving up, you take it step by step. You start by learning one recipe or mastering how to care for a single plant. Each success builds your confidence and reinforces your commitment. Over time, what once seemed daunting becomes second nature. This is persistence in action. Deliberate effort, repeated consistently, transforms potential into progress. Persistence is driven by discipline. Discipline isn't about waiting for inspiration or motivation. It's about showing up day after day, regardless of how you feel. Stoicism teaches us to embrace discomfort as an essential part of growth. Epictetus often likened life to athletic training, where enduring challenges strengthens both body and mind. This mindset helps you focus on the process rather than obsessing over immediate results. When you commit to daily effort, you free yourself from the anxiety of chasing perfection and instead focus on steady, meaningful progress. Failure is an inevitable part of persistence, but it's also one of its greatest teachers. Many people see failure as an endpoint, a reason to stop trying. But the Stoics saw failure differently. They believed that setbacks were opportunities to learn and grow. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Each failure refines your approach, teaching you what doesn't work and sharpening your ability to succeed. Persistence isn't about avoiding failure. It's about using it as fuel to move forward. Consider someone trying to improve their health. They start with enthusiasm, committing to an ambitious workout plan and a strict diet. But after a few weeks, they skip a workout or give in to unhealthy cravings. Many would see this as a reason to quit, but persistence offers another option. Instead of giving up, they adjust their approach, focusing on small, sustainable changes. Maybe they start walking daily or replacing one unhealthy snack with a nutritious option. Over time, these small steps compound, creating lasting improvements. Persistence turns what might seem like failure into an opportunity for growth. Stoic philosophy offers tools to help cultivate persistence in everyday life. One powerful technique is premeditatio malorum, or the practice of anticipating obstacles before they arise. If you're working toward a significant goal, take time to imagine the challenges you might face: fatigue, criticism, unexpected setbacks, and mentally prepare for them. This mental rehearsal equips you to face difficulties with a calm and focused mindset, reducing the likelihood of being derailed when they occur. It turns challenges into opportunities for resilience rather than reasons to stop. Another way to nurture persistence is by surrounding yourself with supportive people. While persistence is a personal journey, the influence of others can provide motivation and accountability. Share your goals with someone you trust, a mentor, friend, or family member who can encourage you to stay the course. The Stoics valued the role of community in fostering virtue. Seneca often wrote about the importance of keeping company with virtuous individuals whose example strengthens your resolve and inspires perseverance. Persistence also requires a shift in perspective. Instead of fixating on the end goal, learn to appreciate the journey. Celebrate small victories along the way, whether it's completing a single task or making incremental progress. These moments of success reinforce your commitment and remind you of your ability to overcome challenges. This mindset aligns with Stoic teachings, which emphasize living in the present and finding fulfillment in the process of growth rather than its results. Let's apply this to a real-life scenario. Imagine someone pursuing a career change. At first, the path seems daunting, learning new skills, networking, and facing rejections. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or discouraged when progress is slow. But by breaking the goal into smaller steps, like dedicating time each day to learning, applying to a set number of jobs, or seeking advice from experienced professionals, they build momentum. Each small achievement reinforces their belief in their ability to succeed. Over time, what once seemed impossible becomes attainable, not because of extraordinary talent, but because of unwavering persistence. Stoicism reminds us that persistence is a reflection of our inner strength, not a measure of our external circumstances. It's not about being perfect or never facing difficulty. It's about choosing to act, even when it's hard. When you persist, you align yourself with the Stoic ideal of focusing on what you can control. You let go of the need for instant gratification and trust in the process, knowing that consistent effort will eventually lead you closer to your goals. Ultimately, persistence isn't just a tool for achieving success. It's a way of life. It shapes your character, builds resilience, and empowers you to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence and grace. Whether you're pursuing personal growth, overcoming challenges, or simply striving to be better each day, persistence is your greatest ally. By embracing this quality, you not only achieve your goals, but also create a life filled with purpose, strength, and fulfillment. 6. Persistence. Fueling personal growth and resilience. Persistence is far more than a means to an end. It's not just about achieving your goals, it's the engine that drives personal growth and builds the resilience needed to overcome life's inevitable challenges. Every time you persist through hardship, you're not only moving closer to your objective, but also transforming yourself into someone stronger, wiser, and more confident. According to Stoicism, adversity isn't something to fear or avoid. Instead, it's an opportunity to practice virtue, refine character, and deepen your understanding of life. Persistence is the tool that turns these opportunities into profound personal growth. Stoicism teaches us to face adversity with calm and courage. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This perspective shifts how we see difficulties. Instead of obstacles, they become exercises in patience, resilience, and perseverance. The Stoics viewed life as a series of challenges designed to test and strengthen our character. Persistence is the act of showing up again and again to face those tests, not because the path is easy, but because each step forward transforms us into better versions of ourselves. Imagine someone navigating a major life setback. Perhaps they've lost a job or faced a personal failure. At first, the situation feels overwhelming, as if the ground has shifted beneath their feet. But instead of giving in to despair, they choose to persist. They reassess their goals, seek new opportunities, and commit to rebuilding what was lost. Over time, this persistence not only helps them overcome their immediate challenge, but also instills a deeper sense of resilience. They emerge stronger, more resourceful, and more confident in their ability to face future hardships. This transformation is the true power of persistence. It doesn't just help us survive adversity, it enables us to thrive because of it. For many, persistence is the key to unlocking self-confidence and self-worth. When you persevere, even in the face of difficulty, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. Each small victory builds on the last, creating a foundation of belief in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. This growing confidence reinforces your resolve, creating a cycle of resilience and growth. It's not about avoiding challenges, but embracing them as opportunities to grow stronger. Persistence also helps us find meaning and purpose in life. When we commit to our goals, no matter how difficult the journey, we align ourselves with something greater than immediate gratification. We learn to appreciate the process, finding value not only in the destination but in every step along the way. Stoicism reminds us that meaning often arises from struggle. By persisting through difficulty, we cultivate a sense of purpose that makes life richer and more fulfilling. Let's consider a more specific example. Picture someone training for a marathon. They begin their journey with excitement, but soon encounter the inevitable hurdles: fatigue, injury, and self-doubt. At times, they may question whether the effort is worth it, but they persist. Each run, no matter how challenging, strengthens their endurance and deepens their commitment. By the time they cross the finish line, the achievement is about far more than completing a race. It represents their ability to persevere, to rise above doubt, and to push through discomfort. That sense of accomplishment ripples outward, influencing how they approach other areas of life, with courage, determination, and belief in their strength. Stoicism provides us with practical tools to cultivate this mindset. One of the most powerful is amor fati, or love of fate. This concept encourages us to embrace everything that happens, good or bad, as necessary and valuable. When we persist through difficulty, we practice amor fati, accepting challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as obstacles to avoid. This mindset helps us stay grounded, even when life feels unpredictable or unfair. Another Stoic practice that reinforces persistence is dichotomy of control. This principle teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. In moments of struggle, it's easy to become consumed by factors outside our influence, other people's opinions, external circumstances, or the unpredictable nature of life. But when we redirect our energy toward our actions and attitudes, we regain a sense of agency. Persistence becomes not about achieving a specific outcome, but about showing up and doing the work, regardless of external results. Persistence also fosters emotional resilience, which is the ability to recover from setbacks without losing your sense of purpose or direction. When you persist, you build an inner strength that allows you to face challenges without being overwhelmed. Over time, this resilience becomes a core part of who you are. You stop fearing failure because you've learned that setbacks are temporary and growth is always possible. This shift in mindset is liberating. It frees you to take risks, pursue your dreams, and embrace life with open arms. To apply these principles in your own life, start by reframing how you see challenges. Instead of viewing them as threats, approach them as opportunities to practice persistence. Break your goals into smaller, achievable steps and celebrate each milestone along the way. When you encounter setbacks, remind yourself that growth often comes from discomfort. Use the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum to prepare for difficulties in advance, imagining how you'll respond with strength and determination when obstacles arise. Additionally, surround yourself with people who inspire you to persist. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of community in fostering virtue. Seek out mentors, friends, or colleagues who embody resilience and determination. Their example will encourage you to keep going, even when the path feels steep. Ultimately, persistence is about more than reaching your goals. It's about who you become in the process. Every time you push through difficulty, you build not just the life you want, but the person you want to be. Stoicism reminds us that the journey itself is where we find meaning, growth, and fulfillment. By embracing persistence as a daily practice, you cultivate the inner strength to face whatever life brings, creating a life of purpose, resilience, and lasting joy. Persistence is more than just a tool for achieving success. It's the essence of self-mastery and personal growth. Throughout this discussion, we've explored how persistence turns potential into progress, transforms setbacks into opportunities, and builds the resilience needed to thrive. Unlike IQ, which is an innate gift, persistence is a skill that anyone can cultivate, regardless of their starting point. It requires clear goals, deliberate effort, and the willingness to face challenges with calm determination. Stoic philosophy reminds us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our mindset, and our ability to persevere through life's trials. Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus taught us that adversity is not a barrier, but a bridge, a way to grow stronger, wiser, and more grounded. By committing to persistence, you align with this timeless wisdom, transforming each challenge into an opportunity for growth. To embrace persistence, start small, set meaningful goals, and break them into manageable steps. Prepare for obstacles by visualizing how you'll overcome them, and when failure strikes, use it as a chance to learn and adapt. Celebrate small victories, and trust that consistent effort will bring you closer to your aspirations. With each step forward, you'll build not only your skills but also your confidence, creating a positive cycle of growth that impacts every area of your life. Now, I encourage you to reflect on your journey. How has persistence shaped your life? Have you faced challenges that tested your resolve? Share your story in the comments below. It might inspire someone else to keep going. Remember, persistence is a virtue we can all practice daily. By doing so, we create a life not just of success, but of meaning, purpose, and lasting fulfillment.